What's going on, guys? No, just checking in. Wanted to do a quick update on my Klonopin taper. Klonopin being a benzodiazepine in the same class of medications such as Valium and Xanax. It is pretty amazing for treating acute anxiety. A lot of people just keep it in case they have panic attacks. It also has some efficacy in the world of epilepsy, I believe. And some people have felt like it can be a great long-term solution for lingering and persisting anxiety and even depression. And I wanted to explore that. So like 6 months ago, I did. For the first time in my life, given my history of obsession, anxiety, depression, I decided that my doctor and I decided we would try using Klonopin a couple times a week, 2-3 times a week. And I worked myself up to about 2.5 milligrams a week. Now that can seem relatively small in terms of how much I was taking, but based on the long half-life and based on the fact that some days when I wasn't taking Klonopin, I was doing some drinking, I was hitting my GABA receptors pretty hard most of the week, slightly unbeknownst to myself. And once I realized I developed a physical dependence by not doing anything for a few days and feeling some withdrawal symptoms, I got spooked. And so it prompted me to get off the medication because that wasn't a healthy dynamic I was willing to live with. And so this isn't in any way a judgment to anyone who takes Klonopin daily and feels like it's really helpful to them. That's great. I'm just letting you guys know that I've been tapering off, as some of you already probably know. So originally I went from 0.25 2.5 that I was taking, spread it out between 2 or 3 doses, and I decided to get into a daily dose. So I went 2.5 a week to 0.25 a day, which ends up being like 1.75 milligrams a week. We went into a daily dose so that my steady state could be a little more even as I tapered down, and I did deal with some withdrawal symptoms. I started to feel some burning in my face, an increased feeling of anxiety and depression, and just like an uncomfortable feeling. And it sucked, and it spooked me, and it further motivated me to drink less and wean myself off. And I slowly got myself 5 weeks later down to 0.125 every day. So that if I had a 0.5 tab, I would break it and break it. I was taking a quarter 0.5 tab of clonazepam, which is the generic for Klonopin, daily. And I did that for about 5 weeks and continued to deal with some withdrawal symptoms, a burning behind my eye, a hotness in my skin. Made a video about it. But I was pleased that I was actually just making progress. I believed in what I was doing, and I was doing something about it. And then I got to 0.125 every other day. So that means that 1.5 tab was lasting me 8 days, I believe, if I did my math right there. And that's about when I stopped feeling a lot of the withdrawal symptoms. I've been obsessing lately. My anxiety bounces around, but the physical withdrawal symptoms at least were gone. And that was a huge relief, because I was very afraid that I was going to be experiencing that, I don't know how long, months and months, so I got spooked. But we have a bit of a problem now. The problem is that about 3 weeks ago, I felt my mood crash pretty hard. Hardest it's crashed in, I'd say, about half a year, which is unfortunate, but my mood tends to cycle. It comes in waves. I've understood that about myself for a long time. I was on a pretty good hot streak. Not saying I was feeling great all the time, but I definitely wasn't like in the shit. And so 3 weeks ago, my mood crashed, anxiety spiked, and for me, what often happens when that takes place is I start obsessing. Now, I made a video about a week ago on a topic I never thought I'd discuss, very personal and very uncomfortable for me to talk about, but I did it. I'm not going to repeat it, but link in the description if you want to see what I've been obsessing about for whatever it's worth. Sort of a side note for this video. The point is, my brain's activated. My anxiety is high, not sleeping as well, more depressed, and I'm obsessing like I've obsessed before and I made videos about before. And so I've been slightly decompensating, and my doctor told me that she wanted me to stop the taper and to bump back up to 0.25 a day till I get through this activation, this anxiety spike, this mood crash, this obsessive phase that I'm in, which I've been in the past multiple times, sometimes for months, sometimes less. Very stressful. And that's my confliction. My internal confliction stems from that. I'm like, fuck, I work so hard. I work so hard to get down to 0.125 every other day. We were like a week or two away from going to 0.125 every third day, or maybe just jumping all the way off. So I feel like I can't go backwards now. But I've had some suicidal thoughts again, and my mood hasn't been terribly reliable, and the activated obsessive feelings and rumination is out of control. So I'm not sure if I should do it, and I should just bite the bullet and go backwards a little bit. One of these sort of things where you make some progress, you go down, make some progress, go down, make some progress, go down. My doctor reminded me that the overall trajectory of my recovery since I first got depressed has been like this, despite the fact that if you looked at the chart closely month to month, you'd see that you take 3 steps forward, 4 back, 5 steps forward, 2 back, and that's the nonlinear life of a recovering depressive, anxious person. So I tried a higher dose for a couple days, and I could have sworn I felt some rebounding withdrawal symptoms coming back. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm really conflicted. I'm inclined just to suffer through this and see if I can cope with natural methods with this obsession, the rumination, mindfulness, breathing, lifestyle choices, but I don't know. I really don't know. I'd love some feedback. I love learning from you guys, and I'm just so antsy to get off. I don't know if this obsessive cycle is a response to the fact that I've been tapering. I don't know if it was just time, because it comes in waves, and I've been diagnosed as bipolar 2, but like in a regular form, where it's rapid cycling. But that's my update. That's where I'm at. I'm this close to being off. Doc wants me to slip a little bit back on just to get through this. 2-3 weeks maybe. But as you guys know, getting off Klonopin is not easy. It takes a lot of fortitude, a lot of focus, and you have to suffer through a fair bit. So that's where I'm at. That's the update. I appreciate you guys. As of right this second, I'm sticking with 0.125 every other day. I'm at least milking that for another week or two until I can process and see if this will end. But I'll let you guys know what happens in the interim. And I appreciate you. And again, I love learning from you. So hit me up in the comments below. Thank you for supporting me in this channel and my crazy. And we'll see you guys in the next one.